Hello, Fancy Baby here to bring you Flying with Baby. So, my daughter and I took our most recent flight from Los Angeles to Orlando. This was actually her 20th plane ride. So, I'm excited to share with you some tips and must haves that I noticed made flying less stressful for the both of us. So I broke it down into four different sections. First, check-in, security, on the plane, and hacks, mommy hacks for flying. So here we go. First, for check-in, we arrived at LAX actually 1 hour before takeoff, which I do not recommend. That was unintentional. Um, I would definitely suggest at least having 2 hours just so that you have the flexibility and you're not rushing. We chose to do curbside check-in because it was just easiest, you roll up and you're right there. At that moment, I took the baby from the car seat and placed her in the stroller. And I also, at that moment, went ahead and put on my baby carrier because I knew that going through security, I would have to take her out of her stroller. So I put this on before getting through security just to save time. And also, going to security, we had to go upstairs. So just keep in mind that if you have a stroller, you're going to have to take the elevator instead of the escalator, which took about like just 5 minutes just standing and waiting for the elevator. So that's something to keep in mind. Security, going through security. So for those of you who have flown before, you know that when you go through security, you have to place your bags in containers. That is true, and when you're flying with baby, you also have to take all of the liquids for baby out of the bag. So for that, I had my food bag, and so I had to take everything out of it prior to going through security. And I didn't know that. This was the first time that I have flown with baby food with her. So yes, you have to take your food out. Take your foods out. Oh, and again, you have to place your stroller on the conveyor belt. So yes, moving on to the actual plane ride. So for takeoff, the pressure tends to hurt baby's ears. What I noticed relieved Maxine's ear pressure was the swallowing motion. So I would nurse her going up and I would nurse her going down. She's actually weaned now, so she just used her sippy cup this time and she was fine. Moving on, one thing I would definitely say to have sanitizer wipes and diaper bags, the disposable diaper bags. Those helped because I could place her dirty diaper in them and I wouldn't have to get up and take it to the trash. I could just stay in my seat and the smell didn't bother anyone. Toys. So this was probably the most critical thing on the plane ride. I only brought this toy and some books, which she loved. I'll show you those in a minute. But I only brought this toy because this toy could hook onto the seat in front of me. It could hook onto the back seat tray. I took this little hook here. Sorry for the light. But this little hook hooked onto the back seat tray, and it was just simple, and I didn't have to worry about her throwing her toys on the ground the entire plane ride. And then, yes, her second most entertaining thing were the books, her favorite, Very Hungry Caterpillar. And, oh, yes, I would definitely recommend taking a table cover. So these table toppers, they're designed for when you go out to eat at restaurants. But this was genius for me because I just placed it on the backseat tray and I put her Cheerios on here, her bread, her little food, and I didn't have to worry about obviously it being dirty because, she had this. So that was really helpful. I do want to say, oh, also I used a nursing pillow Although I'm not nursing anymore, the nursing pillow helped support my arm while she was sleeping in my arm. So that was actually kind of a lifesaver. I want to go ahead and talk a minute about my food bag. Inside my food bag, I didn't bring bought baby food. I brought homemade baby food, and I didn't have like a regular container. So what I did was I took the bowls that have the lids and I filled the bowl, put the lid on it, and then I wrapped it in saran wrap. And that actually stayed the whole plane ride and nothing leaked outside of the bowl. So that worked. And also for her milk, because she drank a lot of milk on the plane ride, I used just a disposable or a recyclable glass container with a lid, and I kept her milk in here. So there you go. And also inside the food bag, I had obviously something to keep it cool. You can ask the flight attendants for ice if you don't have a cooling pack. I've done that before, and they're usually pretty good about helping you out with that. Okay, so I want to talk about hacks. I actually forgot baby wipes. So what I did was, before we got on the plane, and you could probably do this on the plane if you don't realize until the last minute, but what I did was I went to Starbucks and I asked for a cup of steaming hot water, and I took napkins. I took like a bunch of Starbucks napkins, and I just soaked them in the hot water. And those were the wipes that I used for the duration of the plane ride. And the second thing that I forgot were the protective pads, her under pad that I usually set on a public changing table so that she doesn't have to lay on the public changing table. I forgot that, so what I did was I just used the paper towels from the bathroom and I just covered the changing table completely, and she was fine with that. So there we go, flying with baby. I know I kind of went through that a little fast, but if you have any questions or comments, please, please, please let me know. Also, if you have anything else to share with moms as far as flying on a plane with baby, please let me know so I can share. Again, thank you so much. I love you for watching. God bless.